We staff our quick response team with police officer and paramedics that we train at a level we call a tactical medic. Will can't say it, but I can. I personally believe these guys are the best of the best. And I have the greatest, utmost respect for the level of medic service that we provide in our community. You know, I worked 25 years next to these guys, running next to them, doing all the things we do. I thought they were good. I had no idea how good they really were. Start talking about how do we put this team together. Well, this is the logic model for this quick response team is a 5-parter. The heroin and overdose follow-up is only 1/5 of the work that the team was created to do. We have a 46 square mile community. We have 5 fire stations. We didn't get to pick where they were built. So response times were at issue. You know, the NFPA standards give you a set standard. We weren't meeting it. Some places in our community, we're in the area of 10-minute response times. It's because of the size of our community and the location of our houses, as well as the run volume that they have. So how can I build a proactive team that can respond to a first emergency first, whatever it be, a robbery or a heart attack or whatever the case may be? I want them out there. That was the cool part about being the director of public safety. I could do stuff like that. And then you start talking to the guys, they feel the same way. The police officers feel the same way. The understanding that I presented at the Chiefs Conference in 2013 in Philadelphia, had the opportunity to listen to the Wisconsin lieutenant who was shot 17 times to every part of his body at the Sikh temple shooting, and have him tell us that without the training level that his fellow police officers had, he might not have survived that shooting. Because while the EMS was staging on the main drag, the police officers that were there with him in the fight saved his life while EMS came up. And I walked out of that day telling myself, because my wife was with me, and because I was presenting right after that, and she said, wow, what do you do about that? That's a whole other world of policing, isn't it? And I thought, man, yeah, we got to be able to take care of ourselves. We got to be able to save ourselves. Active shooting incidents, all these things are occurring. How do I save my own life? How do I save my partner's life? We got to learn differently. So then 2 months later, I got this job and this opportunity, like, okay, how can I build this world so we can do the things we need to do to take care of us? So we build this model that says we're going to be able to respond to a first emergency first. We're going to be able to take care of the business. And this heroin that's a perfect opportunity to engage in proactive response to this heroin problem. So we looked at that. We got SWAT guys, we got military guys, we got HR heavy rescue team guys, we got police officers with narcotics experience, SWAT experience, all kinds of, again, guys that say, I want to do just a little bit. I'm willing to commit myself to doing just a little bit more than what the average worker is going to do. I'm not going to wait for that report, or I'm not going to wait for that next run to come out. I want to be out. I want to be active. I want to be pushing the envelope. We love those kind of guys, right? So let's figure out how to do that. But we have to figure out, and we'll talk a little bit more this afternoon, but we got to train these firefighters differently. We've got to familiarize them with all the weapons that we carry. Because if I get shot, I want you to be able to save me. I want you to be able to put rounds down range so you can protect us, protect yourself. If I walk into that door and I get knocked out, I want you to stand on the front porch going, wow. I want you to be able to take action, defend yourself, and then we have to build a system that provides an investigation as well as a reporting process so you're acting appropriately. So we taught them ground fighting. We taught them defense tactics, use of OC spray. You know, we didn't give them a baton, and they really want to carry guns. But so there's this whole class that the state of Ohio requires before you can carry a gun, and they're still angry with me. They would trying to figure out ways to do that, but they committed and they're willing to do it, and they are prepared. And then we bring along our third party, Nan and Shauna, and they don't have no guns, and they don't have, God bless them. They, again, another step above, a willingness to go above and beyond and be involved and be at the front lines and say, how can we help? What do we need to do? Because I'll be honest with you, They've been the first car on the scene of a home invasion shooting. They've been, and Shauna's ducking and dipping and, staying in the car, but thinking, man, why did I do this? This is crazy. But the reality is, we wanted to have a full 360 response model, so no matter what happened, we could do this. And here's the magic to this. And some of you are going to go, that's crazy. But that's okay, because other people have told us this too. But from the most simplistic terms, you're a police officer, you're a firefighter, you're in uniform, because that's the question we get sometimes. You're in uniform. Yes. Is that appropriate? Do you think you scare people away when you come up to the door? Maybe they won't answer the door. No. Here's why. Do we believe and we all agree that probably if you're in this lifestyle and you're engaging in this behavior, self-esteem is probably not at its highest? Agree? Self-confidence, not at its highest. Your opinion of yourself is that you're basically not worth the time and existence. That's the conversations that we have been having. That's the conversation we had when we were in this discussion phase. The first gentleman I asked about this idea of responding in this model was a firefighter who fell off a ladder on the job, broke his back, had surgery. He said, as soon as I took that first Percocet, I knew something was up. Oh, wow, this is unbelievable. Wow. Spin down the road. He's facing jail time, prison time for the crimes that he committed to feed the beast. And luckily he got probation. He got into recovery. He's working towards it. And he looked at me and said, what if someone would have showed up after that overdose from police and fire? He looked at me and said, why? Why would you do that? I said, why? Well, what do you mean? Because I was breaking into cars. EMS guys saved my life I don't know how many times with Narcan. Why would you care that much? I said, but what if we did? He just looked at me and he started crying. Because I don't know what the answer would be, but maybe I wouldn't have to fight as hard. Maybe I would have been okay a lot sooner than I am today, and maybe I wouldn't have almost destroyed my whole family and everybody around it. I said, so you think this might have a chance? I don't know what to do. I mean, wow. So it goes back to the core. Go deep inside your brain and say, when we were very young, or maybe as an adult and we're in the process of raising our children, we picked out a book from the shelf and we opened it up. Because I can guarantee probably everyone in this room opened up a book or had one read to them. There's a police officer represented in that book. And I bet they're standing next to a small child, or there's a firefighter, and a firefighter in that same book, and there's someone telling them through the message in that book that these are people that you can trust. These are people that you can go to in a time of need. And this is what we're talking about. We're looking at this, and again, you think, I'm telling you what, it works. Because they look at you and they see what you represent, and you're someone that is respected. You represent something. And they can't figure out why you would give your time or your anything to them. But when you look at them and you say, I'm here for you. I care about you. I want you to survive. We want to save your life. And you know what? I brought my friend, Shauna, and she's going to help you. Breaks it down. The guy that was our first guy, played offensive tackle at University of Illinois, 6 foot something, 270 pounds. He loved to tell a group that he was voluntold to do this. Because he was a drug investigator when I was the chief, and he said, this is no way that this is going to work. And these people are not going to open their door. They're going to turn and run. They're not going to make this happen. He said, within 5 minutes, 9 out of 10 people are crying. Their families are crying. They can't believe that we care this much, and we're engaged. We're making something happen. Because I don't know why it works. I don't understand how it works, but it works. It's just the right thing to do.